Hey everybody, I'm Alex Rockwell. Big announcement. All of my guitar exercise PDFs are now available in print. I've got 10 different books available right now, and they all focus on deeply studying and executing some basic musical structure that you need to have down if you want to be a mindful, competent, self-sufficient guitarist. If you buy a print version, you still get the PDF included as a courtesy, just to have. They're all in combined standard notation and tablature with my preferred left-hand fingerings on the standard notation staff. So not only does this encourage reading, something guitarists are famously bad at, it also encourages you to think about what you're playing and really study the internal workings of the scales, arpeggios, whatever, that we operate within all the time when we play music. By presenting the information this way, rather than just giving you fretboard diagrams outlining patterns and telling you to slide them around for different keys, you'll be building and strengthening your own visualization more deeply by discovering them for yourself. As a teacher, I believe that is better for your musicianship in the long run. I don't sell shortcuts. Let's peruse the wares, shall we? Morning Coffee is by far my most popular book. It's 78 pages of material and contains a variety of basic fundamental things like major scales, pentatonic scales, major and minor arpeggios, major scales and broken thirds, fourths, fifths, and so on up through tenths, and diatonic seventh chord arpeggios. All of those happen in every key. I say to play through this whole book every day, but there are some caveats to that. The biggest of which is you have to learn everything in it first. But it's meant to be a soft touch on a variety of important fundamental components of making music. It's great warm-up material. Goes excellently with your morning coffee. Feedback I've received on it has been overwhelmingly positive since I first released the PDF version last summer. The print version is on sale for the price of the PDF through Friday, January 27th, 2023. Cream and Sugar. This is like the expansion pack for morning coffee. It goes into some other common and not so common scales, does minor scales in all those broken intervals, and has diminished seventh arpeggios and augmented triad arpeggios up and down the neck at the end of the book. Same price as morning coffee, also on sale this week, and you get a discount if you buy them together. 120 fingerstyle arpeggio studies. These studies come from the first publication by the early 19th century guitarist and composer Mauro Giuliani. That's him. The studies are all 2 measures long, they're all arpeggios on the same 2 chords, but they all use different patterns in the right hand. Bread and butter for students of classical guitar, but an invaluable and oft overlooked resource for anyone trying to develop their fingerstyle chops. My transcription of these studies places them in a hybrid notation of my own making, where the tablature shows the right hand fingering instead of fret numbers. This provides a clear visualization of the plucking patterns, encourages you to actually read notes on the staff. It's only 2 chords, don't worry. And also invites you to apply the patterns to whatever chords you like. Alright, now for the big boys. The Left Hand Gauntlet. This is the first guitar study book I ever wrote. As you can see, it's quite large. At the time I wrote this, I was getting frustrated with how easily I would get lost in keys I didn't play in too often. Keys like D flat or A flat, you know? And I don't mean in like shifting box patterns, I mean as I was moving around the neck. You ought to be able to play any scale up and down the neck, any which way. I mean, what reason is there to not be able to do that? This book is meant to teach you how to do that. You can only navigate the neck in 4 directions. Along the strings, across the strings, diagonally this way, and diagonally this way. This takes you through all that in the major scale and all of its modes, in every key, hence why it's so large. This is volume 1. Easily the most important one. There are 5 volumes of the Left Hand Gauntlet currently available. They all follow the same approach, but they each focus on a specific scale and all of its respective modes. Volume 2 is on the harmonic minor scale. Volume 3 is on the melodic minor scale, the kind that's different depending on whether you're ascending or descending. Volume 4 is on the jazz melodic minor, which is the same going up and down. Their typical use cases are so different that I feel it justifies having separate volumes. That's my opinion. Volume 5 is on the pentatonic scale. Not just the 5 pentatonic boxes your grandpa gave you. It's quite a bit shorter than the first 4 volumes, but there are less notes, so. I'm really proud of these. They've been valuable in my own practice. They sell at a slightly higher price point than the coffee books, but I think that's justified because, well, look how thick they are. If you buy all 5, you get a sizable bundle discount. I have 4 more volumes planned for this series as well. Glissando Arpeggios, my own original arpeggio studies. These are pretty advanced. They're not exactly practical. I wrote these mainly to satisfy my own curiosity. They're meant to deeply explore this texture that I often employ in my own playing, which involves sliding between notes of a chord in an arpeggio passage. Glissando is an Italian musical term. It basically means a slide between 2 pitches. These studies are challenging and unusual, but that's why I decided to release them. There's a good chance you'll find some nuggets to incorporate into your vocabulary. And Hopscotch, Volume 1. This is all about studying scales in broken intervals, like in the coffee books, except it's expanded to include every mode of every major key. Much deeper exploration, so get up, come on, get down with the thickness. I'm also very proud of the cover, see Volume 1. That's all of them. Purchasing any is a great way to support the creation of future lesson videos. I have loads of more exercise books planned for the future. Going forward, they will all be available with print and PDF options unless I change my mind for some reason. I'm also planning to make video courses to go with these where I talk more thoroughly about technical considerations and important details to take note of as you study them. And I'll have videos of me actually playing this stuff as well if you'd like something to follow along with. A lot of people have asked for that, so I'm going to do it. Free shipping on US orders over $50. Shipping time depends on current volume. I fulfill them in the order they're received. I do this all myself. I like it that way. It keeps the relationship more personal. These are coming straight from me to you, no middlemen. If you decide to order any, thank you in advance. That's huge of you. I think you'll get a lot out of them. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.